For pro boxing fans. I'm joined by trainer Mark Tibbs. It's take two. Mark, we're just talking about the great fight on Saturday, Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder. Yeah, like you were saying, it's an incredible fight.
Yeah, it was an incredible fight, Jonathan. Unbelievable, in fact. It was full of drama and had me on the edge of my seat sort of thing. But I just thought it was a great performance by Tyson Fury yet again. Very, very articulate tactics by Tyson. And, you know, he come out the first round. He had a look at him the first round. That was the only round he went on his back foot, Tyson. That was the only round on his back foot. Then obviously went back to the corner, realised he don't do well, Wilder on the back foot. So got him straight on the back foot and shut him down and, you know, leant on him, took that power away from him the best he could. And Nick's stuff on the inside while he locked arms, he's very, very good, Tyson. Done him, took advantage of Wilder in every area. It was a great performance. But I felt Wilder, when I watched the full fight again, I watched it twice. Mm-hmm. I was looking at Wilder, and Wilder, he looked angry with every shot. He looked like he cocked and telegraphed and showed everything. He gave everything away. And you can't give anything away with Tyson Fury. And the only times he didn't, a couple of times he put Fury over, he never gave them shots away. Bang, just shot from the shoulder. But most of the time, he was showing he looked like he had hate in his body, you know. But and therefore that was his downfall. And Tyson Fury, his IQ would have exploited that. And, you know, good boxers or brilliant boxers and love big punches because they show everything. And but having said that, Wilder, you know, he gave a good fight. It was a fantastic fight by both men. And we've got an heavyweight title back on our shores again. Brilliant. Yeah.
Was the fight better than you anticipated it was for most people?
It was, I must say. It was, yeah. It was better than I anticipated. I mean, to be fair, earlier on when this fight got made, I wasn't too excited about it. And obviously, as it went on, I went, well, it's better than nothing. Yeah. And it absolutely exceeded all of that. So it was a great fight and a great spectacle by Tyson Fury. As I say, I felt he owned everything in that arena, let alone that ring. He owned it all. And he's very, very precious to British boxing. And, you know, on our shores, he's the second coming of the human life, if you know what I mean. he's a really good icon and a great ambassador for his people and boxing. Yeah, for sure.
Most people are saying, you know, how hard it's going to be to beat Tyson Fury because it's so difficult to outbox him because of his IQ. And then when you do put him down, he gets back up again.
Yeah.
How do you beat someone like Tyson Fury, do you think?
Well, you would have to pressure him. You know, you have to put pressure on and get around his body. But listen, he's got that Kronk style in him. You know, when I say that Kronk style in him, you know, we all never knew, me included, never knew he could get on that front foot. But listen, they've worked it out and they've found something new in Tyson Fury after all these years. So listen, you've got to be very, 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 very. You got to be a big man to push Tyson Fury back because he is clever in every department. When you lock on with him, he's nicking stuff on the inside. And if he's not nicking stuff, he's draining you. So I don't think at the minute, unless there's a bigger man with, listen, Dillian Whyte is going to give him a good fight. He's going to give him a good fight. And I hope to see that. So I'd like to see that. And yeah, he brings the heat, Dillian. He's very strong, very determined and very stubborn. And that's the sort of fight that the world wants to see. That's a great style. Them styles are going to gel. But yeah, it'd be very, very interesting. And it's all British, so what a great fight that would be on our shores. Yeah,
Absolutely. As for Deontay Wilder, he obviously proved how dangerous he still is in the division. Some people, talking about him against Joshua, big fight, him against maybe Andy Ruiz. What do you think? Or do you think, he should maybe think about retirement? Or do you think there's more fights left for him?
I think Deontay Wilder is I'll be honest with you, in Deontay's second fight with Luis Ortiz, he really impressed me. He really impressed me with timing and distance and readability. He does get a little bit lost on the back foot, goes a little bit clumsy and out of sync sort of thing. But listen, because he's got that power, he's always going to be in the game. You know what I mean? And he can punch. And I feel that he's probably just under, like I say, he's obviously under. He lacks that boxing IQ. He lacks that boxing IQ on Fury's level, and but he's in the mix with all them below for Fury. Of course he is. You know what I mean? So there's always going to be big fights for him again, and you have to have a good IQ to handle Deontay Wilder. You get what I'm saying? Mm. You have to have a good IQ to handle a Deontay Wilder, but like Tyson Fury did. You know what I'm saying? So I believe Usyk and Fury have got the IQs to handle someone as an handful like Deontay Wilder, and to handle that and diffuse them big guns he's got. You know what I mean? So it takes a good IQ to do that, and I think Fury and Usyk are the ones that can do that. All the others is going to be a big humdinger for sure. You know what I mean?
When you were in Vegas back in May time, you spent some time with Fury. What did you make of him sort of outside the ring as well? He has some sort of aura about him, didn't he?
100%. He's got something about him. Tyson Fury. I guess we was in the gym with him for a couple of weeks. It might have been 3 weeks, and he said, "I'm only out here, Mark, to keep an eye on Billy Joe," and he meant that, and he was, and he was a lovely, lovely fella. I didn't get around him too much because he had a lot of people around him, but when I did, he was very hospitable. Such a lovely, welcoming, humble guy, and I asked him to do a couple of videos on the quiet for some people, and he knew what I wanted, and he gave me it in take one. Take one, he went, "Bump, give me what I wanted." He's a very, very clever guy, and good with people. He's very intuitive, I believe, and he's got, like you say, he's got something about him, and that's what makes him world number one, and such a charismatic and engaging character. Yeah. Nice fella.
Would you like to see him versus Usyk one day?
Yeah, I would like to see that. I would like to see him versus Usyk. I feel that because he's the bigger man, he still would beat Usyk. Having said all this, fighters of that level, right, elite fighters, and the ones just under them, they prepare themselves to peak. But if you have a good or bad day, then two fighters, Fury or Usyk, only need a bad day, and we can all have them bad days, and them ones that are just under them can come through. But I'd love to see Usyk and Fury for sure, 1,000,000%. That'd be a great match, great fight. Well, I hope so. They're the ones that got the belts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mark, just moving on to your stable, Johnny Fisher back out on the Dillian Whyte card against Otto Allen, that card. Looking at his opponent, he got announced the other day he's fighting Alvaro Terrero, who's been in with the likes of Sol Dakers, Tommy Welch. So seems like the right step up.
Yeah, it's a good step up for Johnny. He's going to have to use some IQ himself if he wants to put on a good show and do it in good fashion. So that's what we're working towards, to peaking into being confident in finding that range and the sweet spots. Yeah.
Have you noticed a difference with him since he sparred Fury?
Do you know something? you know, that will happen. That will happen. He's going to get them opportunities as he goes along in his career, and they'll build up. They'll build up. Yeah, I mean, you know, he had some rounds with Fury and got around Fury, and he's lucky to do that. And he went on his own and done that, and I trusted her. I know Tyson Fury's not a liberty taker, and I know by being around that character would only rub off on Johnny. So he would have picked up some stuff off of Tyson Fury just listening to him and training in the same gym as him. So that was a blessing in itself. And yeah, I haven't noticed no thing like no one can wave a wand, but over time, them things build up, and that shows in there. Yeah, go in there, make up themselves. Yeah, for sure. No, that was a good thing that happened for sure.
Harvey Horn picked up a good win earlier this month at Wembley Arena, and he told me he wants the British title next. What do you make of Harvey's performance?
Yeah, I'll be honest, I was very, very impressed with Harvey's performance. Also, the way confidence oozed out of him. You know, in a good fashion, not a cocky fashion. And I was. When is this going to happen? You know what I mean? Because he's got he's such a good, well-schooled, skillful boxer, and but he ain't had no momentum of late. So, but it was a very, very good on the Wasserman show a couple of Saturdays ago at Wembley Arena. It was brilliant, and he's back in the gym as it happens. He's looking at to announce a date very, very soon. It's a lovely little fight for him, and yeah, I mean, he wanted the British, and I've got every bit of confidence if he got that in his next fight. I'm not too sure if that's going to materialise, but you know, if it doesn't, then you know it'll happen when it'll happen. But I'm very sure it is round the corner. So we'll have to wait and see what his management and Harvey's got in line, within. I think it's going to happen in the end of November. But he's back in the gym, and I was over the moon with the way he carried himself. He boxed, and not only that, there's some certain things certain corners that he had to turn, you know, in himself, and he did. He over-exceeded that again, you know, for me anyway. Yeah.
And John Hedges looking to continue the momentum from Austria when he's back, you said, on the White Walling card. That's good. Good for him to be busy.
Yeah, it's very, very good for him to be busy, and it's not announced yet, but I've been told that he's expected to get on that. So I'm preparing him as if he is. And he's turning. He's only 19. He's turning corners though. He's turning corners within himself and physically as well. But it's something that can't be rushed. But I guarantee that if he gets out on that White Walling card, that he will look twice the fighter than he did in Austria. Yeah.
Okay. And you've also got obviously Charlie Duffield in the gym, and Tommy Fletcher looking to turn pro soon.
Well, I haven't seen Charlie, to tell the truth. I haven't seen Charlie for a long while. Spoke to him, texted him on the phone, but I haven't seen him. Tommy Fletcher, yes. He will be making an announcement soon, very, very soon. I'm ticking him over, and he's a very, very good character to work with, and he's very mature in that. I've boxed his sessions around a little bit because of the two boys who are fighting on the 30th, as in Johnny Fisher and Johnny Hedges. And he's very mature. He says, "No, Mark, I know what you're doing." I said, "Thank you very much." Normally, like, they want to get in and do this and that. I said, "Just listen, I want to reschedule his schedule, so to speak." And very mature about it. And I like that in him. He's had some decent sparring recently, and he's impressing me all the way. Honestly, he's really, really a one to watch, Tommy Fletcher. But again, he's only 19. You can't rush him. But he will make an announcement, I think, in the next 2 or 3 weeks with his promotion and management, etc. Yeah.
Are you happy with the amount of people you've got in the gym at the moment, or do you think you might add some more at some stage?
Well, to be fair, I'm very happy with these young prospects at the minute. I've had some promoters only last week asked me about some very, very good fighters, and would I have room for them? I says I've only got room for good fighters. so that's promising for myself and the camp. But yeah, I've always got room for good fighters, and I'm excited to see who it could be. So we'll wait and see. Yeah.
Watch this space. Two more fights. I just wanted to get your opinion on, Mark. Terence Crawford defending his WBO welterweight title next month against Shawn Porter. That's a big fight. What do you think of it?
That's a good fight. I fancy. Tell me who that was again.
Crawford and Porter.
Crawford.
Yeah.
I fancy Crawford. Yeah, I fancy Crawford. He's got great timing. Oh, mate. He's got great timing. Seems to be. Did he fight recently though?
His last fight was actually last November against Kell Brook.
That's right. Yeah. He's in activity. Is concerning, but when he does fight, he's a phenomenal fighter. I was in Lincoln in the USA not too long ago, and I was ringside and I saw him fight. I went to his gym. I trained in his gym, not me personally. I think I was out there training, and I was in Nebraska and Chicago, but then I went to Lincoln for the fight, and I was ringside. And I was very impressed with him. Very impressive, phenomenal fighter, phenomenal counter puncher, good powers too, like that. I think he beats Porter. Yeah, inactivity. Mind you, Porter's been inactive as well, right? There you go. So 50-50.
And finally, Canelo Alvarez and Caleb Plant going for undisputed super middleweight title on November 6th. What do you make of the fight? Obviously, you've seen Canelo up close.
Yeah, I mean, Canelo's he's phenomenal. I've seen the bits and pieces of the build up with Plant. Looking forward to it. Yeah. See
what happens. All right. Well, Mark, appreciate your time.
Lovely, Jonathan.
Taking time out, and I'm sure we'll see you on Fight Week for Johnny Fisher on the White Wallin bill.
100%, Jonathan, and you're welcome down the Origin Gym at Raynham anytime you like, and always good to talk with you.